All right, hey, we're coming to the backside. Look, it's Thanksgiving week, and man, Ivy and there's just a feeling when you go out in different places, whether it was in Florida and Miami and Aventura or northern Michigan, there's just this buoyancy. Yeah, it's a good word for it. Just this bounce to people that I don't think was there before November the 5th because there was all this angst and concern and anxiety about the election. It's all gone now. Ivy joins me now. Ivy, good to see you as always.
Good morning, Steve.
Hey, there is this exuberance. There's this optimism, I think. I mean, that's what I felt when we were in Florida last week, and I felt it when we were in northern Michigan at the compound over the weekend. You get out in public, and there's this positivity, I think is the word, positivity. Wouldn't you say?
I think so. And with a resounding win that Trump had, I think people are just not afraid to say that they're Trump supporters anymore. And I think that is just when you go out, people have their hope restored. They know what their life is like under Trump 4 years ago, and they're hoping to get back to that. I think young people are excited for their future because maybe they'll be able to have higher wages. Maybe they'll be able to afford groceries, and maybe they'll be able to afford their own place to live. And they don't have to have all of this woke agenda,
Yeah.
DEI stuff shoved down their throat. And I just think that a lot of people are finally a little bit at ease. Although, I've been reading some stories online. I do follow, X and a bunch of different like comments and X depending on what's being posted. But one thing was there was this a Trump supporter and a Harris supporter who have been longtime friends who had dined together every Sunday for 15 years. And the liberal said to the conservative gentleman, I no longer want to have dinner with you. I can't support you for supporting hate. And said, I'm no longer going to do this Sunday dinner with you. And I just think that's so heartbreaking that
I saw
that
that.
kind of friendship
I
could
saw
be
that post. I thought
ended.
that was terrible. I saw that post.
Yeah.
Basically, his neighbor was a Trump supporter, and they've been friends, and the Trump supporter is an older guy, and I just can't be around you. It's like, really? Well,
Yeah.
we've been friends for neighbors for all these years, and we share time together and have dinner and have a beer here and there, and really? You're gonna lock us out.
Yeah,
Sad,
it's
isn't it?
just yeah, it's incredibly
It makes
sad
me wonder about
because
our neighbors. We've got some neighbors like that. I wonder if we don't see much anymore at all. And you just wonder because they've always been left of center. I never cared. We shared wine with them and everything. It just makes you wonder how shallow is that? Honestly, how terribly sad. The state of affairs. Your emotions are so screwed up you can't associate with somebody that has a different take on an important topic. It's just weird to me.
it certainly is. And this is what America was built on, right? Having these fierce debates and being able to come to an agreement and move forward to govern. And really, we can set our differences aside and break bread, especially as we're thinking of coming up to Thanksgiving. What are we thankful for? And sometimes it is these friendships, and it's just unfortunate that we live in a time that that's the way that people choose to live. And I find it a bit heartbreaking.
I agree with that. I think it is hard. Meanwhile, the good news side, according to what I'm reading here, people are pretty happy with the Trump transition. Now, look, Mark Mix was on earlier, concerned about the Secretary of Labor, but he's going to watch. Because there are people that are basically Democrats, independents, and Republicans being chosen for this cabinet. I mean, DeReamer's not exactly a Democrat, but she's not much of a Republican either, I guess was his point. But I want you to hear this because Americans seem to like what they're seeing. Listen to this.
Welcome back as President-elect Trump assembles his cabinet with a flurry of picks over the weekend. According to a CBS YouGov poll, almost 6 in 10 Americans approve of his handling of the transition. But a significant portion of Americans also say they haven't really heard enough about some of his top picks.
Well, young people have. Okay, so there's basically 60% of Americans like what he's doing. But 70% of the people under 30, 70% of the people under 30 like what he's doing. I mean, that to me that's just very telling. Young people like what Donald Trump is doing right now.
Right. I think they realize that their opportunities were lost under the Biden Harris administration. And so I think that they're excited for the future. It is very interesting, and I want to do some study on this. In terms of, what is it particularly that these people are so excited about? Young people and Hispanics and Black men and women. And I'm excited for the future. We'll see. Obviously, there is a tremendous amount of work to do. It's a complete mess, and so I think that he can certainly do it, Trump and the people that he have chosen to run this country. But
There's work to be done.
January,
You're right, man. There's
the,
work to be done.
the inauguration can't come soon enough, in my opinion, so we can get this train rolling.
Yeah.
But on a side note, I just wanted to share that I did see Wicked last night, and
I've heard.
again, it's incredible film. I'm not a particular fan of Ariana Grande, but she did do a really great job in that regard in terms of playing the role of Glinda, and it was great.
Yeah, I was invited, sort of, but not exactly. Anyhow, yeah, you came home. Yay! Yay! Come on, tell the people how you really came home. That smile was like from here to here. Come on.
Well, I would say that I was so thinking about the film that I passed our road while listening to the score of the music. And anyhow, I was in La La Land. It was a definitely feel good movie, and I recommend it to anyone that would like to see it.
Wicked.
But Wicked, yes.
There you go, Wicked. Thank you, Ivy. And if they could just seen you
Maybe I'll
last
drag
night.
you along to go see it in IMAX.
Yeah. Anyhow, there you go. So Hollywood could be okay sometimes. Sometimes. All right. Sometimes.
Well, listen, I had just actually watched an interview that they were saying, oh, Wizard of Oz is woke or whatever, and I'm like, can you just
Leave me alone.
I don't want to hear about your opinions.
Leave me alone. Anyway. All right,
Exactly.
Ivy. Thanks, darling. I'll see you soon.
Thank you.